ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the John Olive fifth quarter show. And this is something, folks, that probably doesn't happen very often. For the 27th year. How many coaches, John, stay in one place this day and time for 27 years?
Only the very fortunate ones.
Well, or the towns that are very fortunate enough to have somebody good enough and they decide to stay for that long. Thank you, sir.
Goes
Thank
both
you.
ways.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And we started our season off last night against Shelbyville in Shelbyville, and overall, I think our young men did a pretty good job.
We battled
against a pretty good football team.
The whole week long we talked about trying to get it to the fourth quarter, give ourselves a chance in the fourth quarter, and we had a chance in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
We just couldn't quite close the deal. They made more plays than we did, and they're a good football team. I think they'll turn out to have a successful season if they stay anywhere near semi-healthy. They're good size, good skill, and
speed.
The sophomore quarterback Cunningham, I knew he would be good. I didn't realize how good he'd be with his feet, he's a thorn in the side for the next 2 years.
Yeah. And I was watching them, and I go with Mr. Lamoya, and we usually get there early and watch warm-ups and stuff like that because he's setting up to do our video, which we appreciate Bob Lamoya for just about as many years as you for doing what he's done. And I was watching them warm up, and that they are fluid, smooth, fast, good hands. And I was watching the receivers and the quarterbacks and how they would make their breaks and turn on that ball and accelerate to the ball and everything. They have some really good athletes over there.
And their linemen are, I'm telling you, that's the biggest difference, is their line play has gotten better and better over the last few years. They're big, strong, and they've got one young man that can really play really well, and Gary Smith.
Yeah. Well, now we're still a little bit young in our line, aren't we?
We are. We have one senior lineman, and he's a first-year senior. He just came out for his senior year. Harrison Ralston, and he's one of those young men that we look at him and say, if you'd have come out a couple of years ago, he'd probably be able to help us some right now. And but as it is, we play juniors and sophomores. On both sides of the ball there, and
so we have some good stuff to look forward to, because one thing that always impresses me about a John Olive Tullahoma High School Wildcat football team is how you teach and talk to these young men about your job is to progress through the season and grow. And become a better football team every week, and these young men are going to grow throughout this season.
How fast we can mature will determine probably how many W's are at the end of the season. We just have to remind ourselves that we're dealing with 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds, and instead of 17 and 18s.
Yeah.
And so anyway, from that standpoint, the future's good for Tullahoma football. We battled last night, and I told them, win or lose, you got to get ready for the next game.
Right.
Last year, I think Shelbyville beat us 31-14, if I remember right, or 13, something like that. Anyway, a couple of scores, and we had a group last year that got focused, played real well against Coffee County, played real well over at Marshall County the next week, pulled off a big upset over there, and momentum got on our side, and confidence got on our side, and had a season that everybody really enjoyed and so forth. Different team this year. Lost a lot of leaders off that other team,
and I was very pleased after knowing the caliber and the type of energy we lost on defense, that our defense played last night as well as it did.
And our defense has played solid throughout the preseason, which I told the coaches last night. That gives us a chance.
Yeah, oh heavens, yes.
It gives you a chance. Our kicking game is solid, even though we got a punt block last night. The kicking game is solid. We've got 3 kicker punters that we've never had the kind of luxury that we have right now.
Yeah.
And I think that we'll win the vast majority of the kicking game situations. Defense is playing solid. Our offense is on a struggle some right now, as we have a lot of young linemen. We're young, even though we've got 2 senior running backs. Neither one of them have played a lot of football
Right.
as far as being a running back. We do have some receivers back, and we got a quarterback back. But it may take us a few weeks to decide how we can finally find a way to move the ball consistently, and that's what we've got to be able to do. And we've struggled with that all the way through the preseason. We look very dominant for a drive, and then we may go 2 series in a row where we're not very dominant at all. And as I was telling you before we went on the air, we averaged 2 yards a rush, less than 2 yards a rush last night, and you can't get enough points on the board.
Right.
Averaging only 2 yards a rush, you got to be able to get it to where you're preferably up in the 5-6 range.
Right,
and
right.
We have a lot of years had running backs that have averaged. We've had several that have gotten up to that 6, 7, 8
Right.
yards a carry,
Right.
and you got to be able to do that.
Well, when the pros say that we run to open up the pass, then that bleeds right down in every part of football.
And obviously, if you're able to run the ball, then that means you're dominant up front.
Right.
And so hopefully we'll get better and better at running the football.
We
you
will.
live by the pass, it's a little tough unless you've got a Heisman Trophy winner that's
Yeah.
throwing the football and some future NFL guys catching the
Yeah,
football.
right,
That makes
right.
a difference. I know Knox Powell pulled off a big upset last night and beat the defending state champions Greenville. And I'm going, wow, that's a real upset. And then I found out that they got 3 SEC caliber kids that are all freshmen.
Makes a
And I don't
difference.
play in 5A with Powell.
Makes a difference. Hey, folks, what we're going to do right now is take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with the first quarter of the 2019 Tullahoma Wildcat football season versus Shelbyville.
Mustang Sally. You better slow that Mustang down at Russell Barnett Ford in Tullahoma on Highway 55, where you can receive up to $4,000 off original MSRP. That's Russell Barnett Ford in Tullahoma. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
Thank you, Dr. Colin Bills, for once again covering the Wildcats football game. In addition to his sideline presence, Dr. Bills with Tenova Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is offering an injury clinic every Saturday morning from 9 to 12 throughout this fall season for athletes of all ages. Located at Suite 300 of the Jackson Medical Plaza, 1805 North Jackson Street. Whether you've experienced a sprain or more serious injury, you no longer have to wait until Monday to see an orthopedic physician. Thanks again, Tenova Orthopedics, for your support, and go Wildcats!
Terry Stroop here with Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. We've had a long, hot summer. It's football time here in Tullahoma, and with that comes fall weather. It's a great time for you to schedule your fall maintenance checks so we can help keep you comfortable. Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration would like to congratulate the class of 2020.
Don't stop believing, Tullahoma. Faithfully, Tullahoma Parks and Rec is excited to welcome back Journey Resurrection, a Journey tribute band that will perform free for the public Friday, September the 6th at Fraser McEwen Park at 7 p.m. The wheel in the sky will keep on turning, so bring your chairs and blankets. Cold drinks and food will be on hand, and you can have it any way you want it. We'll see you there, rain or shine. Resurrection, a Journey tribute band in Tullahoma. Friday, September 6th at Fraser McEwen Park.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Our captains last night. Number 6 is a permanent captain this year, Hunter Palmer. Number 12, Ben Fulton. Number 22, Hunter Jewell. And number 35, Will Stone.
And it came a mini flood about 15, 20 minutes before this game started.
Yes, there was nothing dry
On anything.
my body at all after getting caught in that rainstorm.
And then it got muggy.
But anyway, turned out to be a nice evening. Never rained again, no lightning. So Hunter Palmer thought he was going to slide out of there. Picks it up and gets it out beyond the 40.
Hunter has just a touch of speed too, doesn't he?
He does. He can run well. Jacoby Thomas trying to carry the ball here, and we cannot block him. Defensive end is the first guy that tackles him, but there's 2 others right there with him.
But look at the size of those guys in blue jerseys right there.
And
they're huge.
And that's big size because we're big. I'm telling you, we're big. Now we're big and we're young. They're big and a little older. Jake Hollingsworth catches the ball there. We got a 3rd down and about 4 or 5 right here, and we're not going to be able to pick it up. We couldn't get to the linebacker. Our blocker got knocked off, and their linebacker makes the one-on-one tackle there. So 4th down, Will Stone, punt it. Sam Poteet on the snap, and good coverage there. I think the first one to get him was Caden Tucker.
We pretty much had the field position
early.
Side of this deal early.
Yeah. Hunter Palmer on the coverage there. They try a little sneak stuff here. They try a quarterback counter, and Garrett Harris makes the tackle. And I felt like Garrett played a pretty solid game last night. So we've got them in a 3rd and long situation here. And Shelbyville's no huddle, so there'll be times that we'll sit here and they'll just play it. Jacoby Thomas back in coverage. Good job. So we hold them, make them punt the ball to us. Good job by the defense, 3 and out. And they're going to punt the ball out of bounds. We'll take over, if I remember right, at about 47, 48-yard line. So we've got the ball in great field position. We need to try to take advantage of it here. And we're finding out real quick that
they're fast and strong.
They are. We've got some mismatching going on in the trenches. Again, we do a pretty good job there of getting a couple of them blocked, but all it takes is one not to be able to make his block, and that shuts your running game down. So we don't sprint out again. We don't hit Hunter. And if he could stay in bounds, he might have picked up the 1st down, but he stepped out, so we'll punt the ball back to him.
You know, and watching them, like I said in warm-ups, you could tell this is a team that can one play you to death.
Oh yes. Yeah, that was the big challenge, was not to give up the big play to them. Don't give up the big play for a touchdown. And one of those things that we talked about all week. Great job.
Yeah, that's super.
And I believe that was again, no, it was Ian Poe that time. Ian Poe was in there and did that. But that's puts them in a long situation, 2nd and long. And
there's speed.
There's speed.
There's more speed coming after him.
Able to run him down and finally gets him out of bounds.
So all of a sudden,
we're
that
having to
field
learn how
changes.
to tackle when people are. The horse collar rule's been changed again, and if you grab anybody from the back and pull them backwards, you get penalized for horse collar. So you no longer have to grab the actual horse collar. But anyway,
good stop.
They make a mistake, snap the ball when the quarterback's not ready, and so it puts them in a long yardage. And Quentin Howard there, another one that I thought played pretty well last night on the defensive side of the ball, and he's there to make that stop. We've got them in 3rd and long. They gash us, but Cooper Lawson makes the tackle, and it's still 4th down. What is going to happen, though, is they're going to flip the field here on us. And so we're going to take over inside our own 20-yard line.
And last time we were up at about the 45.
Yeah, so changed, and they're going to get a pass interference right there as we tried to hit Jacoby on a quick slant. Good run, good blocking right there. Do what we want to do. That's what we'd like to be able to do all the time.
Yes, sir.
That was about 8 yards there. And we come back and hit Hunter Jewell. He's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. And, you know, that was a really good play for us last year. But we were a little bit more physical last year out at those positions.
Yeah, you've got to get those guys blocked out there.
And we come back and throw a quick screen here and pick up the 1st down on that 3rd and 5.
You know, that's the simplest play in the world that just you never saw, and all of a sudden it's getting yardage for everybody.
It's because everybody plays man, so much man nowadays. So all you got to do is get a blocker out there on that man, and you got a chance. 2nd and long. And Ben's going to try to put it down in the field there to Hunter, and overthrows him. So now we got 3rd and long. Way to sit in there. Ran that one on a delayed count. And thought we were going to get the 1st down there, but we didn't. We're short. I make a poor decision to go for it. Should have just kept playing the field position game. We talked about it as players and coaches that we had to take ownership of things, and I told them last night after the game that's one of the things I need to take ownership of is that decision right there. We should have just punted it and backed them back up again. And we're going to get out of this without them scoring, but it is going to change the field position. Yeah, and we have a hard time getting the field position back for the rest of the game.
The cat and mouse game's over now.
Yeah, as they go immediately after us there after the 4th down stop. And come back, and they're going to rip us again right here. And it looks like that we're in trouble. But our defense is going to bow up and make some plays here.
That's what's so much fun about our football team. That defense just
Brian Nims is going to create a fumble right there, and we just can't get it. I mean, we got
Now,
three white
where
shirts.
does Brian play on defense?
Defensive end.
And
Yeah. So we're still 0-0 at the end of the first quarter. They're down on our end of the field, but we just made a big play and got them back up. So it's going to be 2nd and 20 when we come back to start the second quarter.
that sounds good to me. 2nd and 20 on their side is always a good place to be. Folks, we'll take another quick commercial break and then be back with the second quarter.
Since 1889, Traders Bank has been helping our neighbors realize their dreams. Whether our customers are looking to put a roof over their heads, try their hand at entrepreneurship, or see themselves behind the wheel of a shiny new car, the folks at Traders Bank have always been ready to dive in with them. Because at Traders, we lend you more than just money. We lend you our good name. Traders Bank, you're welcome.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
La Fiesta Bar and Grill, located at 1410 North Jackson Street at the Quality Inn. The La Fiesta offers the freshest and best presented Mexican dishes in the area. The recently remodeled restaurant offers you all of your favorites, from chips and salsa to chicken, steak, and seafood dishes. There's a fiesta going on every day at La Fiesta Bar and Grill, 1410 North Jackson Street, Tullahoma. Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, folks, it's second quarter.
2nd down 20 here. And here comes the quarterback sweep. And I'm telling you, he's a lot better runner than what I was hoping he might be. I'll put it that way.
And he's a sophomore?
He's a sophomore. His older brother played up there 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
And you can see that they try to draw you offside sometimes. Hang on to that tackle
Hang on
right
to
there.
that
We were there
tackle.
for no gain, and Nick White finally makes the stop there. But we had it stopped for no gain. Get a penalty if I remember right.
Yes, sir.
So now, instead of going for it, they're going to kick a field goal, and they get another penalty because they don't have enough men on the line of scrimmage. So even though he makes it, it's on a back up again, as they didn't have the required number on the line. And this time he misses it.
Still 0-0.
Still 0-0. We escaped that, and so again, we're having big-time difficulty running the football. And we had been able to run the ball in all the preseason scrimmages, not consistently, but consistent enough. Good catch by Quentin Howard right here, and then we get penalized, though, because he doesn't hand the ball to the official. And,
Excuse me?
he handed it to his opponent. and you got to hand the ball to the official.
So you can't just leave it on the ground?
You can leave it on the ground, but you can't hand it to your opponent.
Huh.
And try to get Palmer out and around the corner here, and it's just
They're fast.
They're fast. They close rapidly, and we're not getting any blockers to the linebacker level. Ben stands in there and delivers a strike there to Jake Hollingsworth, who makes a catch with the guy all over him. So it's big first down.
Well, Jake's about 6'4", isn't he?
He's in that range. It's a big, tall drink of water. And try to hit Brody Melton there right in the middle of the field, and passes broke up. But we have gotten it out off our backs off the goal. And Devlin McGee there turns it up for a couple of yards. Rush is on, and they're going to get to him, and so we're going to end up having to punt the football here. And we're going to miss a block, we're going to drop a snap, and when those two things are in combination with each other,
not good.
That's not good. And so they block it, scoop it, score. So we find ourselves now down 6-0 with them trying to point after. So we're down 7-0, halfway through the second quarter.
Would you call that an unforced error? Probably.
Yeah, I mean, if nobody's rushing and you drop the snap, nothing happens. If you miss the block and your punter and deep snapper are still good enough, timing-wise, you get it off. It gets close, but you get it off. But when you miss a block and drop the snap, you're in trouble. And that's what happened to us. And we'll see if we can't correct that and learn from it.
And people say football's not a complex game.
And we're still trying to get Palmer and Jacoby to the outside, and it's not happening. I don't think we'll try it anymore after that play. Come back right here, though, and hit Mr. Palmer.
There it is.
He beat the safety, and then nobody's going to catch him as he runs down the field. So we've scored from 70 yards out. We go for two right there, and Brody Melton pops it in, but they said we didn't have enough men on the line of scrimmage, that we had missed the line, so we're penalized 5 yards. Justice Chadwick puts it through with Ben Fulton holding and Sam Poteet doing the snap. And so we are tied back up 7-7. Jacob Dixon, great open field tackle. And,
he's sophomore?
Sophomore.
Brody a sophomore?
Brody's a sophomore. We're playing a bunch of sophomores. We're a young team. We've got a handful of seniors that played a lot of football last year. Got one or two juniors that played a lot of football last year, and then the rest of them are sophomores and juniors that haven't played a lot of football. First down, Shelbyville. And here comes the sweep. We're in good position. We just need to tackle him, and Cooper Lawson does make the tackle.
Cooper's constant.
And they're going to take a shot here. And Jacob Dixon, right where he needs to be, and breaks the pass up. And can see them try to draw us off sides, and then they all turn and look, get the signal. And they get a penalty there. Here comes the counter, and we're there. We just need to wrap him up. Cooper Lawson and Tyreek Nard make the tackle. 4th down, so we're going to make them punt the football back to us. And probably 3 minutes or so, or maybe 2 minutes. There's not a whole lot of time left. Important for us, I felt like right here, to get a 1st down or 2 so that we didn't just immediately turn the ball back to them, because I was worried they'd score before halftime. And we nearly fumble it right there, so we don't help ourselves any at all. And we fake it to Palm and decide to take a shot ourselves.
It's there.
And thought we might get into a foot race there. We're going to come back and run a quick screen to Quentin Howard, and does a good job.
Yeah.
You know, get it up and get it out of there and get a 1st down. And
doing exactly what you need to do.
Yep. And then Ben's running for his life there. We really struggled at pass protection, and we'll do a little bit better job in the second half later in the ball game. It may have been because they got tired. I don't know, but at least our kids didn't get tired.
Right.
Either way, we do a little better job on the protection. Good job by Ben, pulling it down, taking off.
Well, you know, there was one you'll see later on in the second half. There's one section of time that they had somebody cramping up or down on the field just almost every other play.
Ben tries to get the ball in there, and so, you know, we've just got to stay patient here and look for our shots when they give it. Right now, they're not giving us much room. Good job by Devin. We get a trap through there, and that's a good run by Devlin. We had 3 runs, and that was one of the 3 runs right there that you sit and go, yeah, that's the way you want it to go. Our quarterback scrambled a couple of times, but here comes the blitz, and Ben can't quite get away. He actually gets away from the blitzer, but he couldn't get away from the next man.
Yeah, they almost took his head.
So anyway,
but it's halftime.
Halftime, 7-7, and you know, we're where we want to be. We, you know, everybody, you'd love to be ahead and this, that, and the other, but we felt like that we had to get this game to the 4th quarter to have a chance to win.
Right.
And that's what our players have kept us in it up through halftime.
Well, you know, and we last night, because of the rain and some of that stuff, we don't have a halftime performance for today's show, but we do want to thank all of our sponsors. You know, we have people that have been with us for years that have allowed us to do this and other things we do over here at P-Head Productions and Channel 6 TV, and we just appreciate all of them. We will have donuts from the Donut Palace.
I'm missing that right now.
Well, you know, and hey, I want to say, although we're doing this on Friday afternoon because of a Thursday night game and another conflict, I know that it's playing on Saturday morning, and my buddy Jimmy Hollingsworth, and he and Tom Fulton are 2 of those guys, those people, you know, and I've chosen a phrase to start using called "those people," because everybody always says, well, who are they? They say do this. Who are they? I don't care who they are. They are usually negative. Those people, and Tom and Jimmy are 2 of those people who step up and make things happen.
Yep.
You know, and those people are the ones who don't ask why, they just ask what. And they've become part of our football program over there. They're boys, both of them have boys playing, but they're the kind of folks that even after their boys leave, I see them still being part of what's going on, and we want to thank them.
Yep.
Jimmy and his family get together at his daddy's house every Saturday morning during football season. Watch this. His father's been ill, but he's back home. And I just want to say good morning to all the Hollingsworths over there.
All right.
I hope they're having a good breakfast, and we appreciate what you folks do out there, because without y'all, not just the football program, but those people are the ones that do all the things and build the fabric of a small community like Tullahoma.
That's correct.
And we appreciate all of them. I want to thank Prescott Bottling. They're our water sponsor again this year. And there's others we'll talk about. Oh, one of the things, and you saw their commercial, and I think this is so cool, is that Dr. Colin Bills is having a Saturday clinic during football season, to where if somebody gets hurt on a Friday night, and it's not just a high school athlete, it's junior high, it even says in here Saturday Warriors.
That's correct.
You know, if you're working in the yard and hurt something, he's open from 9 in the morning till noon, and no, it's not necessary for an appointment. I think it said 9. Might be earlier than that. Let me look here right quick and see. No, it's 9. But if you're under 18, if you're under the age of 18, you need to bring an adult parent or guardian with you. And I just think that's cool that Colin is stepping up and doing that.
I'm just glad to have him back in town.
Yeah, me too. And a lot of these young people who are coming back. What we'll do right now is take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with more football or more Conversation 1. Attention, attention! Tullahoma and surrounding areas, Spinelli's Pizzeria is now open at 121 Northwest Atlantic Street in downtown Tullahoma. They specialize in Philadelphia-style pizzas that you can order by the pie or by the gigantic slice. Spinelli's also has great sandwiches with breads imported from Philly, loaded stromboli, salads, and desserts. They are open from 11 a.m. until 3 a.m. with delivery every day. So stop by Spinelli's and get a slice. Hey Tullahoma, stop by McMurray's for all your personal and business needs. Copying and finishing service, that's black and white and color copying 1 to 1,000. Scan, print, reduce, enlarge up to 36 inches. Brochures, carbonless forms, design services, foam core mounting, fax service, comb and coil binding, lamination up to 40 inches. Wedding services include wedding invitations, wedding programs, and napkins. That's McMurray's, 101 West OG Street, Tullahoma. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. McMurray's.
The choices we make today will impact tomorrow. Choosing natural gas today is the responsible energy choice for your home, your family, and our environment. Almost all natural gas we use is produced right here in North America. And with plentiful gas reserves, we can enjoy a safe and reliable energy future. Natural gas. The comfortable and responsible energy choice for today and tomorrow.
Brought to you by Elk River Public Utility District.
Donuts. Tasty. Donuts. Donuts.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, we're going to open up the second half here. And boy, they split us there. We did not do a very good job in coverage. I mean, our players know where the kicker's kicking the ball, and we didn't act like it that time.
Yeah, they know better.
It was one of those things. And now Shelbyville has come out with some intensity.
Well, that's a good job right there, though.
Yeah, I believe that was Brian Niels.
Well, Brian Niels, yeah.
So they've got the ball in good field position. There's the quick screen.
To a big man.
You know, we're too far off of them there, so he ends up picking up a first down. Good job there. That's Mr. Harris right there. I'm telling you, he was the most solid up front guy that we had last night up on the front.
He's number what, 50?
63.
63.
And then they run the sweep there, and they get big yardage, and they're going to turn around and run exactly the same play coming this way. And boy, it's just not good. And to be honest with you, I'm very worried right here at this moment in time, because I'm saying, boy, they have come out. They're the ones that have picked up the intensity, not us.
Right.
And I'm a little worried about how we're going to respond. And they're going to run a quarterback draw here, and he's going to score. You know, and so 4 or 5 plays, they've scored, and at this point in time, you're wondering, all right, how young we are, just how are we going to respond, and you know, and I'm sure they're sitting there thinking, we've jumped on them, we're getting ready to get them, and so this is probably the most proud part about it is that we don't collapse.
Right.
And our young men pick the intensity up, and we're going to battle them the rest of the way. And we open up running Brian, and good run right there. We're going to make a first down, and that's the 3rd run that I can remember.
He's a big, strong kid.
He is. He's very strong. He just doesn't have much experience as a running back, and it shows sometimes. You know, he works hard. He wants to do well, and then sometimes, like right there, he and the quarterback are on 2 different pages. So one went one direction, one went the other, and we end up having the lineman downfield. So it's 1st and 15. And we hand the ball back off there.
But I mean, he wasn't a back at all last year, was he? Or very little.
He was Bryson's backup, and so Bryson took the vast majority of the snaps. When Bryson got hurt there toward the end of the during the playoffs there, he filled in well, and big 3rd down here, 3rd and 11. And Ben having to run for his life there.
Not much else to do.
No, Will Stone gets the punt off though, gets a great roll.
Great punt.
And so we've at least got them pinned back deep. But I'm telling you, I'm sitting there thinking, if they take this thing down the field in 8, 9 plays, we're in trouble.
Great job.
Tyreek Nard, first one to hit him, and then Harris and company get there.
That's what you want to see.
And they're in motion. I mean, they help us out a lot. They had the bad snap after they'd had a huge play, and they hurt themselves and make it difficult. Make that tackle. We make the tackle. We got them for a minus yard. We do make the tackle there. I believe it was Jacob Floyd getting up. So we've still got them in a good position here. It's long yardage. we've got a blitz on. They're going deep, and Hunter Jewell, they almost made a great catch. Hunter's playing man-to-man and hangs in there with him, runs stride for stride. But Cunningham just about laid that one in there perfectly.
Yeah.
And we force them to punt, and we get the ball in great field position. I wish we had caught that one right there.
Yeah, that's 12, 15 yards.
8 or 9, and it just, we still got the ball in good field position, but we could have had it at the 39. And boy, I'm telling you, 77's hands were so much better than what I thought they would be. He could put his hands out and hold you off and move to the ball. Ben's on a hit Jake, and Jake takes a shot but hangs on to the football, and what I really liked is he got back up.
Yeah.
Didn't stay down. And
tough kids.
We'll come back and we'll try to hit Brody Melton again, but I'm telling you, we're not able to block very well out there. They're coming through us, and even if he had caught the ball, in fact, it was probably better that we didn't catch the ball. Problem was Ben took a shot, so Ryan Scott is now at quarterback, another sophomore. And he's going to hand it off to Devlin. And got away from the first man, but the second man's got him. And
he's still fighting, though.
Still fighting. He picks up about 4, 5 yards. Gives us a chance. And come back, try to run him again. And
nothing there.
Big defensive end, 52, makes the stop on us. So it's 4th down, and we're in no man's land, so we're going to go for it. And Ryan drops back, and he's going to take off. And, he's got to learn that once you take off, you got to go. You can't stop and dance again.
He could have gotten that first
He
down,
might have.
maybe.
He'd have been close, depending on how solid the lick they got on him. And their man, Marsh, he hurt us big time last year, and we've held him in a little bit better check. Justin Scott and I think Tyreek again make that play. Here comes the speed sweep, and they've got us again. I mean, Jacob Floyd got his shoulder pad on the ball, and I thought we had maybe come up with it there, but we don't. They don't keep it, and so first down for Shelbyville.
That egg was on the ground to be put in the basket.
It's
right
only
there.
happened a couple more times here in the second half, and we just cannot come up with it.
But we're making them put it in the air. That's a positive thing.
That is. And here comes Marsh again, and he's just a good back. I mean, it looks like there's no place to go when he takes one little step and finds the seam.
Turns sideways like a piece of paper going through there.
He's a good-sized young man, and he knows how to set up his blockers. Jacob Floyd finally makes the tackle, and they've got a holding penalty, so it brings it back.
And we're battling.
We are battling. We're getting pushed around some right now. But Shelbyville keeps helping us. And here goes the quarterback. And that's not even where that play was designed to go. That's the thing that scares you about him. Is that play, the linemen were headed over to the right, and he was supposed to be following those linemen, and he went right where the guard had pulled from.
Yeah.
Just natural football player.
Knows it.
Yep.
You feel it. There's kids who can negotiate a field, and I always wondered. I remember I'm not a great soccer fan, but I can remember when my son played soccer, and they'd all go in the middle and fight for that ball, and there was always a kid that would be standing right where the ball came out. and it'd always be the same kid. You know, there's some people that can just see the field and almost know what's going to happen, and that's what you saw right there. That's just, you can't teach it. Can't teach that. So
I was a fan of his older brother, and I'll probably admire this one as much, or if not more.
Probably so.
You hate that they're playing against you, but you recognize a football player. Yeah. That's what he is.
You know, and you said something, and I know we've got a little time because we didn't have a halftime show, but you were talking about setting up a block. And, you know, folks, a week or so ago, one of the founders of what we're doing here, Mr. Benny Garrick, passed away, and he was Tullahoma High School football bled through and through, and he was as good because I played blocking back with him in the backfield.
Right.
And one of the greatest things to me was, and of course, a blocking back in a single wing is a glorified pulling guard.
Right.
But when I would go through the hole in front of him, he could set up a block where you could crucify somebody, and it was more fun to make that block and watch him dance into the end zone than it was dancing in there yourself. When you've got somebody who can do that.
You'll watch for Marsh in the fourth quarter. If I can remember, I'll try to point it out. He sets up a block perfectly for him to get another 8-10 yards. And I'll try to point it out when it comes, but he understands how to set up his blocker.
Yeah, and we just
like
want
Benny. And I never saw Benny Garrett play, but I sat here beside him a bunch of times with him saying, why can't he learn to set up his blocker? If he'd set up his blocker right there.
He did it as well as anybody, because Benny was one of those runners. Benny was fast, but Benny was not one of these speed guys. He reminded me, of course, he's shorter than Bobby Majors, but the way Bobby Majors used to run, he navigated a field to make it easier for everybody for him to go down through there. He would set somebody up, and after he set one up for you, he's already setting somebody else up down there. And you know, you like you say, you don't teach that kind of stuff. Coach Olive spoke at Benny's funeral and did an outstanding job. And, you know, he's one of those people in our community that stood tall and helped a whole lot of people in a whole lot of ways. But the most important thing was that guy was a Tullahoma High School football fan through and through.
Yeah.
And he supported you, and he supported us here, and he supported this show and the program, and Benny will be missed. And with that said, we'll take a quick commercial break.
If you're looking for fuel, food, or fun, don't forget the Dameron Brothers stores. The Shortstop has fuel, food, and beverages. The Liquor Locker carries all of your favorite brands of wines and spirits. It has party supplies, beverages, and the area's best selection of premium cigars. So for all your party needs, Jeff and Jay say, come on by, and thank you for the support of our businesses. Since 1917, Builder Supply has been the place to go for all your building materials. It's where the contractors have shopped for years. Builder Supply stocks quality Benjamin Moore paint, Tamco shingles, case knives, DeWalt, Stanley, and Makita tools, Peachtree's Southern Rose and Sun windows, Trader's grills, Quickset locks, General Shale brick, Yellow wood, and pass load nail guns and nails. Experienced salespeople are there to help you find the right products for your job. So when you're ready to build, whether large or small, think Builder Supply. 301 South Atlantic Street in Tullahoma. The Gondola, located at 412 East Carroll Street, is Tullahoma's oldest pizza, pasta, and steakhouse, featuring all kinds of pizzas, calzones, pastas, and steaks, chicken, pork, sandwiches, and seafood. Check out their daily specials on Facebook. And don't forget that on Saturdays there's ribs and smoked Boston butts. Add a great variety of appetizers and desserts. And come on in, y'all. Gondola has it all. For carry-out, call 455-9738. That's the Gondola Steakhouse, located at 412 East Carroll Street in Tullahoma. Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, here we go. Backs against the wall. Great job, Tydrell Mitchell. Gets that play, makes that negative play. Jacob Floyd's gonna knock the ball loose, and then he's gonna take the ball.
I want it. It's mine.
That's what I call a hero play. You know, that's what changes ball games and gives us a chance in this ball game, because if they stick it in right there, it would have been very, very difficult. And Hunter Palmer makes a great catch right there. He gets ruled as an incompletion, but I have the ability of slow motion replay, and he makes a great catch. I'm proud of him. We're a little confused here, but big third down, and you know, this is a crucial drive.
Thought we had that ball just for a minute.
Now we got to punt it, and we're going to be pinned right back down with our backs to the wall here. We're not able to get down the field and cover it as well as we need to. And
there's speed.
Nick White gets him down, but they're going to be down deep in our territory, starting at the 33.
We're going to have to bow up.
And they try to go deep. Hunter Jewell.
That was a great play.
Keeps it from being completed. About kills his own player, and then they get a bad snap. That's what helped us out tremendously, is that they had those little mess ups that kept us in the ball game. Jacob Floyd and Quentin Howard on the tackle there. Great job, defense. And so we've got them at 4th and 13, and they're going to punt the ball back to us again.
Maybe.
And this time, ball's going to be tapped down at the 9-yard line.
Still 14-7. We're just one strike away.
And we tried to hit Hunter there and didn't quite get his head snapped around in time. Ben's going to end up throwing this one away. They had everybody covered, and you know, we had decent protection at the start. We're going to come back right here though and throw the quick screen, and Jacoby almost comes out of there. He does get the first down, and that was huge. I mean, huge.
Yeah.
We needed some help there. Needed to get out of that hole. Got to get it to the other end of the field. Still trying to run the ball and can't run it.
Well, look at the meat across the front of the line.
They're big, because I'm telling you.
Lord.
Our left guard's a big young man. He's 300 plus, and that right tackle's 300 plus, and there's another 270 in there, and we get small looking against some of those guys. Good job right there by Ben to Jake Hollingsworth, and we pick up another first down.
They've been playing together since they were 5 years old.
Yeah.
That's what Jimmy was telling me.
And we come back, and Jacoby Thomas goes high and catches the ball. I wish we'd had another 2 yards right there, because he'd have scored.
He'd have been gone.
But big play. I mean, we've got a chance. There's about 4 minutes to go in the game. 5 minutes. I think it's 5 minutes now that I think about it.
This is what we've been waiting on right here. This series.
This is the opportunity that we're looking for. And we're going to hit Hunter Jewell right there, and they knocked the ball loose. So instead of having it first down at the 18, they knocked the ball loose. So we've got to try to get the ball back now.
And there it is.
There it is. And we can't come up with it. Cooper Lawson knocks it free. But the ball rolls out of bounds.
Man, that is playing. These kids are playing ball.
And they're going to come back, and Marsh is going to come through there. Picks up good yardage.
He a senior this year?
I think so.
I hope so.
I hope so, too.
Now look there. Why couldn't that have gone to the ground? Because the kids got good hands.
Yeah. They pick up 5 yards off of it instead of losing any. Right there is where he set up his block. Our defensive end had played it about as well as he could play it, and he took that step out, made our end step out, and as soon as he does, the big boy is able to hit him, and he cuts right back underneath him. And he fumbles it, but we can't get our hands on it. And they fumble another snap. But picks it up, and we're going to finally run him out of bounds down deep in our territory. But they were holding on the play, so it'll come back. And sophomore linebacker there.
That's a great job.
I mean, when I first saw it, I thought he had blitzed, and then I realized that he didn't blitz. He just saw a hole and ball and took off and went.
He played football.
Jacob Floyd was the primary tackler there with a host of Wildcats. And they're going to take a timeout right here, if I remember right. And this was the other thing that I told our kids last night, that I felt like I didn't utilize our timeouts very well in this second half, that I probably should have used them and tried to save a little bit more time. And I kept thinking, needed to see if we could get them in a situation. They're going to go deep right here, and Cooper Lawson's going to save us.
Great play.
Good job by Cooper. So we're going to get the ball back, but there's just not much time left. But we do have 2 timeouts in our pocket, and we're going to take over just around the 10-yard line.
Wasn't that a foul? Kid gets in his face.
We're going to get a big play right here. Going to hit Hunter Palmer. And he does a great job of going in front of the defender and going up high and getting the ball. And
here we go.
We're going to come back right here, and we don't execute this play. And that's the most frustrating thing about it, is that we don't execute it. They intercept it, and that's part of it. I just wish that we had executed the play the way it was designed to be, and then if they intercepted it, that's part of it. And so anyway, they're gonna take a knee here, and they're gonna do it again, and they mess up on their clock management, and they leave us a situation where we've still got those 2 timeouts. And so anyway, we take it right here because they can't run out the clock now. And then once they go to doing this, though, I decided, hey, we don't need anybody hurt. We just need to get out of here.
Right,
Game's
right,
over.
right.
And there's only 2 seconds left now, so it's not any big deal. And so we told them to wind the clock, which is part of the rules of high school football now, that a penalty late in the ball game, the coach has the option whether to stop the clock and wait for the ball to be snapped or let it run. And so that started last year. And so anyway, if we had had the ball right there,
Right.
then and the penalty had been against Shelbyville, we would have told them to stop the clock so that we'd get one more play.
Right.
But with it being in the situation it was in, we told them to start the clock, and so that nobody has to run a play. There's no use getting anybody hurt that late.
But 14-7, played a pretty good ball
Defense
game.
played well enough to win. Offense, we're struggling. We knew that Gary Smith, he's a real deal. He's going to go play at the next level, pretty high up the food chain, and so we had game planned for him a little bit on what we wanted to do. We just thought we could match up with those other guys, and I'm telling you, 53, 77, 73, 52, 50, all those guys. They're good football players, and our young linemen will learn from it. Yeah. I'm not down on our young linemen. We dominated in our first scrimmage. We dominated for the most part in the second scrimmage. We did fine against Columbia in that third scrimmage, but against this crew, it's a learning lesson for some of them. It's the fastest they've ever seen somebody move.
Yeah, sure.
I'm telling you.
But last year we got beat by them what?
31-14, I believe.
And this year we got beat by them 14-7. And last year we ended up with a great, fun season.
Never know.
Look
You
what
just
might
don't.
be ahead.
That's right, and that's what we told. That's what I told our players is, hey, what I said earlier.
Yeah. Well, what we're
win
gonna
or
do
lose, you got to get ready for the next week.
What we're going to do right now is take a quick commercial break because we need an extra one because we didn't have a halftime. Then we're going to come back and talk about what just might happen next week.
The wait is finally over. The all-new redesigned Ford Ranger is back at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma. Stop and test drive one today at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma on Highway 55, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
I was looking for a bank that sees me as more than just a credit score or an account balance.
A bank that has my best interest at heart and will help me get better at managing my money.
That answers to me and not some stockholder somewhere.
A bank that's big enough to have everything I need. Checking, savings, loans, credit cards, but small enough to treat me like family.
Turns out, I wasn't looking for a bank at all.
Ascend Federal Credit Union. Banking without the bank.
Are your teeth dull, chipped, stained, or crooked? If so, call the dental practice of Dr. Mike Long. For a wider, brighter, more attractive smile, Dr. Long offers cosmetic dentistry at its best through whitening, bonding, and veneers. Dr. Long also uses laser technology, eliminating anesthesia and drilling. When you are ready to enhance your smile, call Dr. Mike Long, family practice dentistry for 29 years.
Daddy Billy's Deli Bar and Grill has been open at 119 Northwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma for over 40 years, serving up good times and great food. Owner Nick Smith has made a great investment to remodel the inside, which is now a non-smoking facility, and add a great outdoor patio area with a covered stage, a fire pit, and a second bar where smoking is allowed. The food remains great at Daddy Billy's, from burgers to paninis, salads, wings, with new items being added all the time. Be part of the good times at Daddy Billy's, 119 Northwest Atlantic Street, downtown Tullahoma.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
All right, Coach, we're back, and now what's getting ready to happen is we're talking about growing each week and getting ready for the next big thing. Well, the next big thing's Coffee Pot Game.
It is.
Next week.
First 4 games for the last couple of years has been a real run to go through. It's a gauntlet, and as we play 3 of our nearby schools and then play the team that year in, year out's been the best in our region, Marshall County in there. So week 2, we go to Manchester next week, play Coffee County. They've got a new head coach, Doug Green, who Doug was over there 20-something years ago as an assistant coach and has been down in the Cleveland area coaching there, and that area, Ottawa being his last stop before he came to Coffee County. And so be different. We'll get a look at them tonight when they're playing at Winchester.
Oh, so they're playing Winchester tonight.
Yeah,
so
against Franklin County. So I'm going to go home, take a little bit of a nap, and then get up and head for Winchester.
All right, buddy. Well, folks, we appreciate you, as always, watching the show and being a Wildcat fan. I know there's probably still some, let's see, what is today, 22nd? 23rd. 23rd. Today was the last day that season ticket holders could pick up their season tickets. So Monday, all the season tickets that are left are open to be bought.
That's correct.
So be part of Wildcat football. Go down there and buy you a season ticket. That way you don't have to worry about going through the booth and everything. You just walk up and show them your ticket, and they stamp it, and you walk right on in. Have a seat of your choice in the middle of the stadium.
Get the chair back.
Instead of just sitting on a bench. And it's a good place to be. We have a lot of fun up there, and then you get to learn the people that are around, and you see friends every year that you've been around for years, and it just makes the whole experience that much more fun. And it gives the program a little extra money because they are a little bit more expensive than a regular ticket. But go check with Miss Melville starting on Monday and find out what season tickets are left and buy yourself one. And don't forget to go to the Quarterback Club concession stand when we finally get home. That won't be this week. That'll be the week after against Marshall County. And get you one of those ribeye sandwiches, hamburgers, hot dogs, all that good stuff that Mark Moran and his crew do over there.
And the Quarterback Club will have reserved parking if you're interested in purchasing that, so you don't have to worry about trying to find a parking place.
There you go.
So anyway,
what more could you ask?
Things there for you if you so choose to take, and I'm excited about this team. We're still trying to figure out some things.
But you will.
But it'll be interesting. We'll watch them mature, watch them grow up right before your eyes this year, and it'll set the table for the next couple of years.
There you go. Okay, Coach, thanks for being here, and enjoy the rest of your evening, and go over there to Winchester and learn a few tricks.
Hope to.
About Coffee County. All right, because we want that coffee pot to be sitting right up here next Saturday morning. Okay?
I agree with that.
All right, folks, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.